I'm so excited to talk today about a way that you can make some extra money. And it's not necessarily conventional, but it definitely is an avenue to make about a $250, paycheck once a month, which is not bad. That means over 4 months you can have $1,000. If you're following Dave Ramsey, that can be an emergency fund. That can be the extra money, like in my case, that I needed to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. There's a lot of awesome things. So 11 years ago, when I made the decision to stay at home with my little guy, I had to get creative. This one I didn't do until my little guy was old enough to actually be in school, so I could do this during that school time. So I am going to talk about the first time that I donated plasma. It's fun. Hang in there. My sweet friend Katie was like, Amanda, donate some plasma. You can make some good extra money. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, absolutely. So Katie, thanks for that tip, because at the end of the day, it really did help my family financially. So I am not very good at donating blood. I don't do well with it. So I didn't know if plasma was going to be an option with me. But I was going to try because I was going to get paid for it. And that spoke to me. I mentioned my friend who recommended this because she was able to get a referral from referring me to the actual plasma donation center. So if you're thinking of starting to donate, maybe do a quick survey of your friends, maybe on social media, and say, hey, does anyone donate plasma? And you can throw them that referral because in many cases it's 40 or 50 bucks, and that can definitely bless them that month. Just a warning, that very first time you donate plasma, it is a lengthy visit because they have to do basically a good once over and make sure you're healthy enough to donate plasma. So I would say between the physical and the donation period, you're looking at least a 2-hour window. So be sure to allow yourself that much time for that first donation. So I walk in and the room is full and I'm thinking, yeah, this can't be that bad if this many people are donating, right? So I do all of my physical. They're like, you're good. I'm like, thanks. My name's called. I go back. It's overwhelming. Like when you go to the back, there's benches everywhere with people, or the beds with people everywhere, just pumping their arms, donating their plasma. It is like an efficient business. They were hustling. They had it down to a science. They had all of my stuff in a tote ready to go. So I lay down on the table and I'm working myself into this, like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make some money today. Ask what arm. I say, I don't care, your preference. And here it goes. There. And no one told me that the needle is so much larger than a regular needle if you're getting blood drawn. It's a very large needle. So I see the size of this needle. I'm trying to maintain calmness and be cool because, again, it's all about the money. They put it in my arm, and it stings for like the first 10 seconds. And then, honestly, the pain went away, and it starts cycling. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make money today. And I'm just relaxing. I'm a mom. I don't sit down and just relax like this often. So I'm just relaxing. Start talking to the guy next to me. So nice. We're just chitter-chatting. Well, as much as a guy can chitter-chat with a woman, right? I talk a lot. So I definitely had a lengthy conversation with the man until, when you're getting ready to pass out, you start to hear some ringing in the ears. I started to hear that. And I'm like, Amanda, get it together. Get it together, Amanda. So there's more ringing. And then I feel real heavy. Good thing I'm laying down, though. Remember, I am relaxing and laying down, but I feel really heavy. And I look over at the poor man next to me, whose face has changed. He must be seeing a definite change in my appearance. And I look over to him, and I'm like, I don't feel very good. And so I start saying nurse, because I know without a doubt I'm going to throw up. I know what that feels like, and I'm feeling it. So I'm feeling like I'm just yelling at the top of my lungs, nurse, nurse. And I honestly think at the end of the day it was like, nurse, nurse. So the kind man next to me, he's like, someone's got to help this lady. So about 3 nurses come over, they come running to me. I'm like, I don't feel good. And said, I feel like I'm going to throw up. And so they have a bag, and you want to throw up and like bend over, but I can't because my arm's all straight. because I have this needle in it that's, 14 inches wide. I exaggerate because that's what I do. And so she just holds the bag up to my head and I start throwing up. And then, without question, I just pass out. And the next thing I remember is getting slapped in the face, like truly slapped in the face, and like the salt stuff put in my face, and I'm coming to, and they're like, wake up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are beating me, and it felt like they were just like absolutely smacking me like crazy, and I'm sure that wasn't what it was, but when you're coming out from seeing the light, and you're getting kind of like checked in the face, it felt very intense. So I wake up, and I had thrown up, and then all of a sudden I say, I feel much better now. Yeah, that's my response. I feel much better now. And so the conversation between the nurses began to be, okay, we probably should, disconnect her and get her, eating, drinking, whatever. I look at them as seriously as I can, and I say, how close am I to being done? They're like, you just have one more cycle to do. And I said, don't you dare take that needle out of my arm. You don't get paid if you don't finish. And Amanda was getting paid that day. So with a little hesitation, the nurses were like, okay. I'm like, I really need that money today. Please don't take it from my arm. So I finished the cycle, and they took the needle out of my arm and everything. I had to go get checked out, embarrassingly, right? So embarrassing, by the doctor who just previously deemed me healthy enough to donate. And I was fine after that. And I walked away out of there, able to drive home, and I was just fine with my money in my pocket. You get cash for that, just on a side note. So the second time I donated plasma was so much better. At the end of the day, I realized I did not prep properly, and instead of coffee and nothing to eat, I should have had water and maybe at least some toast. So that was my regimen for the rest of the time that I donated plasma for almost a solid year. I drank enough water in the morning and had a little bit to eat, so that way I didn't ever pass out again. So again, you make about $250 a month if you do all the bonuses and you donate in the time frame that they have a calendar and you adhere to that. You can make some really good money off of doing that. And during the holidays, you also get some bonuses. So you might even want to check it out now because we're in the holiday season. So again, don't forget to refer your friend if there's a donator that you already know about so they can get that bonus money. And don't forget, where there's a will, there's a way. So find a way to support those dreams that you have. This is only one way. I'll be back next week with another tip on how you can make some extra money. Thumbs me up if you made it this far. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Amanda Sharp. Have a great day.